Harvest day has arrived and you've got some honey in cassettes and it's time to get harvesting. So obviously what you need is the micro honey harvester ready. You'll need your cassette tool. It's really good to have a normal hive tool handy, and the spatula that came with your kit is really good. Some sort of container to put that into. As you can see, my family's eaten all of our honey, so it's definitely time for us to get in here and get some more fresh honey. And just before I get the cassette out, I'm just going to take this off here. You can see that my center spindle's there, the base is nicely locked on, the center spindle's in position, so I'm just going to show you what I got here. Here's a frame that came out of the hives a couple of days ago actually. You can see this side, it's looking really nice and ready across most of those central cassettes. If I turn it around, you'll see that quite a few of them aren't really quite ready. Today though, I am going to harvest this cassette down here. It's definitely honey that's in there at the moment. And when it comes straight out of the hive, the honey flows really easily. And that matters because in a minute when I talk about this, it depends on whether you spin this once or twice. If the honey's flowing really well because it's come straight out of a hive, then it flows really quickly. If it's sat in the garage like it did for me, this honey's a bit thick and cold. So what I've done, and this is the tip for you today, is you just put this frame in a warm spot in the house for half an hour before harvesting and it will be easily done. So I'm just going to push this cassette that I want to harvest with you now just out. It also softens the propolis and any wax around the edge of that cassette if it's a little bit warm, so it's ready to come apart. And here we have the cassette tool. It's important that you don't get your hands all over the beeswax, so just think about how you're holding it when you do it, and you can sort of see how I'm doing it without getting my fingers everywhere. And the reason I've got the hive tool, it may or may not show up today, but when you go to turn this, I like to turn a little bit slowly. See how it's not completely opening? That's where the hive tool comes in handy, just to help you with that last little bit. Now, it really didn't need much encouragement, and it's apart. Oh, look at this. There's already honey sitting there ready to come out. Great. So remember, the cappings face inwards. You don't touch the cappings, there's no need to. It's going to be quite firm when you push these in. And I want to point out that circle, or that shape rather there, that I use to open up, I always point that bit to the top. So those two bits are facing the top, and that way you'll consistently get it in the right way all the time. There's some ways it won't go in neatly, some ways it goes in just fine. As long as you've got those parts always facing up, it's going to work every time. So the lid needs to go on now. This should come up and over nicely. It should feel all smooth and everything's in position, and that way you know it's ready to go. So I'm going to, and you can tell it's warm honey, it's already starting to drip. So that little bit of time it had just sitting in a warm place in my house, it's already having an effect. Whenever I start the harvester, I just have a hand slightly on the top. It's a long press to get it started, and it'll run for 30 seconds. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, you can tell it's nicely warmed honey, because it's flowing really well. That came out easily. If the cassettes are a little imbalanced, sometimes it will wobble side to side, and that's why I say just have the lightest of pressure on the handle or on the lid like this. Hardly need to touch it though, but it just stops it accidentally wobbling too much. And that's going to turn off after 30 seconds. Now, of course, you could push that button again now, just one quick press, and it would turn itself off. And just to prove let's just hit it one more time. Not much more coming out, so we definitely got most of that out in that first sort of 10 seconds of the first spin, as far as I can see. But I'm going to pull that up a bit early there on the second one, and let's get in there and have a look. And what I like to do at this point, if you're ready to move on to get this out of here, maybe you've got more cassettes to do, you can keep doing that. But I like to take this off like that. See how the center spindle is still in position in the bowl? It actually is really handy just to sit it like that. And now you've got this bowl. Honestly, have a look at that and tell me if you can see any bits of beeswax or anything in there that needs filtering out. I can't see any. To me, it's looking just perfect. But I want to have a look straight on just to be sure. If you did, you get a teaspoon and remove it. But now let's just get down to business and get this out. Yeah, good one. Anything like this is going to take a little bit of practice. So if you're finding it's a little bit of work the first few times, well, that's pretty much normal. Once you get a little bit more practice with it, it'll get easier and easier, and you'll find, oh, look at this. It'll get easier. You'll find it's more natural for you to do. You'll be able to take the cassettes apart easily. You'll know how the machine works, and you'll be off and away without even thinking about it in the future, much how I am now. And one of the greatest things, and I keep hearing this from people, is just how amazing it is that you've just harvested honey, and if you're going to clean up now, you're going to have it cleaned up in all of just a moment or two. I'm going to show you that as well. So I don't like to miss any, so I'm just trying to be really thorough here. If you'd harvested a few cassettes, makes it a little bit more worthwhile, of course. So I think I've got most of that out of there, but I'm going to, nearly. I'm going to show you what I mean by how we clean this up. So these are the bits that need cleaning up. Very rarely do you need to clean this centre spindle. Sometimes there might be a bit of beeswax in the channel. That's also another good reason why to have a hive tool there. But when I talk about cleaning this up, we just need some warm soapy water. This is just going to go in. I don't even bother with the dishwasher. It takes up too much space for something that's just so quick to do here like this. That's looking good. My last step, I always like to rinse it with some hot water. That's done. I've got my spatula as well. And I just let that dry right there like that. One more thing to show you. So we've got to come back to this and deal with this. So I'm going to take the cassette out. Takes a little bit of work. It's pretty firm. We've designed it to be pretty firm so that things don't move in certain ways that we don't want them to. So when you're putting this back together, remember those two bits at the top there? We want those to end up together. So whenever you're trying to grab these and go which way do they go back together, you're going to end up with those two bits there. And then I just put one side in, then the other side. It's important to push these together. You need to push them together a little bit. I know it clips together, pulls together, but you need to push them together a bit just in case there's a little tiny bit of beeswax that's moved around and has got in between the mechanism. Push it back together. Put it back into the frame, cappings and all, click it in, make sure it's flush, that's clicked in flush. And the bees, you put that back in the hive now, the bees will clean that up within a day. They'll have removed the cappings and they'll be getting busy on that again. That's simply it. There's not a whole lot more to it. It's going to take a few goes to practice and work it out, but I'm sure you'll do incredibly well. And that's how you harvest honey with the micro honey harvester.